went from a 1.8 GPA to a 3.77 GPA, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I first wanted to improve my GPA because when I first went to college, I didn't do very well, and I just knew I didn't do my best, and I just wanted to see what would happen if I tried my best. The way I went from a 1.58 to a 3.77 GPA is there's three basic things that I did, three secrets that I did that got me to this GPA that anyone can do. Number one is I set the goal. This is important. The way I came up with this is that I realized one day that I'm good at a lot of things. I think just because I'm good at a lot of things, my grades will go along with it too. Like, since I'm good at basketball, I'm good at football, I'm good at this and that, like my grades, I'm just gonna be good. But that's not how it works. I realized that you have to set a goal, pretty much a bullseye, to where you're going. If you don't set a goal, you're gonna be all over the place. And that's what happened with me. All the other things that I'm good at, I had a goal, like I wanted to be a good basketball player, I want to be a good football player. And when you have the goal in mind, you can go towards it. But when you don't have the goal, it's not gonna happen. Things just don't happen by accident. When people make things look easy, it's because they set a goal and was like, yes, this is what I want to do, and this is how I'm gonna do it. So that's number one. Once I set my goal, it was just up to me to figure out how I was gonna do it. The second thing I did was quality studying. And what that means is there's two kinds of studiers. Let's say this is person one that's gonna study, and person two is gonna study. Person one studies for 3 hours, and person two also studies for 3 hours. Okay? But person two has a 3.77 GPA. Person one has 1.58 GPA. Now, what's the difference between person one and person two? The difference is person two practices quality studying, right? Now, what is quality studying? Quality studying is, okay, they both study for 3 hours. Person one studies from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then person two studies for 3 hours cumulatively. So person one might study from 3 to 6, which is 3 hours, but they might only actually study for half the time because of distractions, because of not being able to concentrate the whole time, because of all sorts of things. But person two studies cumulatively, which means that they'll break it up. Like maybe they'll study half hour now, 5 minutes another time, 10 minutes another time, but they all add up to 3 hours. But they don't study if it's not a quality study session. As soon as you start feeling tired, you stop studying. And then you time yourself. See, person two set a timer every time they're studying. So if it's 5 minutes, they write that down. I study for 5 minutes. 10 minutes, 5 plus 10, that's 15 minutes. But they don't study. Person two with a 3.7 GPA does not study if it's not a quality studying session. So the moment it stops being quality, they stop, put the book down, go on social media, Instagram, watch a show, whatever. But they know by the end of the day, they need to get in 3 quality hours. And person 1 got 3 hours, but they only study for half the time. They're not really productive like person 2. And number 3, the third secret is to stick to the plan. See, not everyone says this. It's so cliche, but it's so true. You gotta stick to the plan, because if you don't, it's not gonna work. You could know what to do, but if you don't do it, it's not gonna work. And everyone also says, trust the process. This is so real. This is what that means, really. Stick to the plan. Trust the process. When you're saying that you're studying, you have 3 hours of quality studying time. You don't know if you're gonna finish whatever it is, but you have to trust the process. Don't along the way think like, oh, this is not gonna be enough studying, whatever. 9 times out of 10, and this is from my experience, I get in the 3 hours of quality studying time. I have so much free time because of the quality of my studying time. I got all my assignments done, and I find myself with a lot of free time on my hands where I could just sit back. And also, you get an A in the class, plus free time. If you don't stick to the plan, it's not gonna work, period. You have to trust the process. That's how I went from a 2.58 to a 3.77 GPA almost overnight. And if you implement these 3 things, you can do the same. Again, it's
set the goal, quality studying, and stick to the plan, aka trust the process.
Hope this helps. Peace.